Hello, I'm Scott Wrighton. It's my pleasure to serve as Decatur City Manager and to bring you updates on what's going on with COVID and the other activities of your Decatur City government. I have some bad news and good news with regard to COVID. First, the good news. Macon County's positivity rate has declined since last week. Last week it was at 5.6%, and this week it's at 4.4%. That's the good news. The bad news is that our positivity rate is still much higher than our region, Region 6, and that region rate is at 2.6%. Macon County is still in warning status, not only because of our higher positivity rate, but also because we have higher COVID admissions in our local hospitals, and because the rate per 100,000 population is still higher than the threshold set by the Illinois Department of Public Health. And it doesn't help, to be honest with you, that only about 27% or so of Macon County residents are fully vaccinated. Of course, the percentage is higher for those who had at least one dose. This percentage of vaccination here in Macon County trails both the state of Illinois' rate and the rate of our nation. Depending on the recipient agencies here in Macon County, deliveries of vaccines have been slowed, or in some cases even stopped, because there are already thousands of doses sitting on the shelves here in Macon County that are not being used, of all three types, the Moderna, the Pfizer, as well as the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. More than half of City of Decatur employees have been fully vaccinated, and that percentage is increasing. The Macon County Health Department is operating multiple vaccination sites, and vaccines are available through Crossing Healthcare as well as through local pharmacies. There are no plans that we know of to have the government mandate the vaccine here locally. That would be government overreach. But I still want to make both a personal as well as a city appeal to each and every one of you to get vaccinated. It is the best way to guard against virus transmission and to prevent against second, third, or fourth waves of infection, as we have seen in some other states, and we have certainly seen in some foreign countries. This will help keep your loved ones safe. There certainly are some small risks associated with any new drug, which is why drug companies have to disclose long lists of risk factors connected with their new pharmaceuticals that they peddle on TV all the time. But the data about the COVID vaccinations has already shown that the small, even minuscule risks that are associated with the drugs are greatly and substantially offset by the virus prevention effects that they provide. As many of you have heard, the Centers for Disease Control, the CDC, has now said that mask use outdoors is not necessary if you have been fully vaccinated and if you are not in a dense crowd. The CDC has been somewhat vague about what size of a gathering should necessitate mask use, and the debate continues to rage on, as we all know, about why masks are required in the first place if everyone has been vaccinated at least 14 days back. But I have to tell you that my takeaway from all of this controversy has less to do with issues of personal liberty and wearing of masks, and it really reinforces why we should all get vaccinated. We have in this country the best vaccines in the world. They work. And if more people get vaccinated, we can be healthier, we can be safer, we can enjoy each other's company more, and we can probably get rid of these. So what else is going on in your city government? The city was recently recognized by the National Arbor Foundation, again, as a Tree City USA for the financial allocation that the City Council makes to planting new trees and to maintaining the existing trees that we have here in the city. In 2021, the city included the purchase of an installation of 100 new medium-sized trees for planting in and near our public right-of-ways, and this program will be administered by Decatur Beautiful. The Buffett Foundation will be arranging for the planting of hundreds of additional trees in the Johns Hill neighborhood, and the City Council has even asked during budget meetings last year the staff to evaluate how we might grow some of our own trees to support future tree planting efforts. At the next meeting of the City Council, next week, the City Council will be discussing a design alternative to that section of Business Route 51 between Pershing and El Dorado. Over the years, the Illinois Department of Transportation widened that road, pushed out the right-of-way as well as the driving service, in some cases pretty close to existing homes. And what we've discovered is that the traffic counts, due to changes in population, due to decisions by the city council to route 18-wheelers away from downtown, and the fact that many businesses that use larger trucks have moved to the northeast part of the city, has resulted in a documented decrease in the number of vehicles traveling north and south on 51, such that we can reduce the number of lanes to 3 and sort of reclaim a part of the right-of-way for better streetscape and for a completely off driving surface hike and bike trail. This is not only a valuable transportation enhancement, it's also, I think the mayor and council see it also as a direct revitalization of the adjoining neighborhoods. Some of the neighborhoods that route travels through north of El Dorado are some of those distressed neighborhoods, including some of the ones that have been targeted by the city council for additional attention. By reclaiming some of that green space, making it look better, it will add and assist our neighborhood revitalization efforts. Finally, I'd like to mention that there's still a lot of money remaining in some of the local relief funds that have been administered and passed through by the city. Money available for utility and rent assistance through our partner Dove, additional funds for small businesses and how they have been hurt economically by the effects of pandemic through the CICD, the Community Investment Corporation of Decatur. And there are additional programs being offered through the state for restaurants and for other special categories of small businesses. Sadly, all of these programs and fundings that the City Council has made available on a one-time basis remain underutilized. Several residences and small businesses have used them and we're pleased about that, but a lot of the money is going unclaimed. In addition to making these funds available to those who need them the most, we also, here at the city, try to work with the Housing and Urban Development Department and with the state and other agencies to get variances so that we can make it easier for people to access our programs, as well as eliminate some of the barriers that stand in the way, some of the bureaucracy, if you will, that stands in the way of getting these funds quickly into the hands of the people that need them the most, and the other services that the city provides. With feedback from businesses and individuals, residents alike, we periodically look at ways that we can streamline our permit processes, our review processes, and other ways that we get assistance faster to folks. Now, most of the regulations we have exist to protect the public, so we have to be good stewards of these funds and be accountable for how they're used and make sure that they're used as they're intended to be used. But for example, recently, the city has embarked on a process that will make it easier for small businesses to access the revolving loan funds that we administer, again, through the Community Investment Corporation of Decatur, all in a way of trying to get these funds, get these assistance programs to the people that need them the most with the least amount of bureaucracy. So thank you for the feedback that you provide for all these and other programs, and thanks for helping us make Decatur better. I look forward to talking with you again next week.